The Rob Revere Show, Californication, and The Mallard Report. If you like what you hear on RazRadioLive.com, quit being such a cheap bitch and help us out. There's donation bars on the website, and if you use Amazon, link to them through us so we can get paid. Now let me stop bothering you and get you back to the quality programming that you like hearing, only heard on RazRadioLive.com.
Devil just so you can eat and breathe, bow down at their feet, surrendered liberty, tyranny and terror, corrupted dictators, posing as your leaders while they poison every leader, pumping fluoride in the water while they bring Iraqi dogs, coming down the public fashion magazines and bar, now they slaughter weaker nations, faulty explanations, selling fear to the mass, terror level elevation, simulations is unfolding, right before your eyes, wake up in a FEMA camp, drug and hypnotized, four strikes taking over, but you're all about your blame, I bet by this point you haven't heard a damn thing. By design, prophesizing every script. Take a big step back, see the whole picture. Distraction of the mind to keep you living in a bubble.
We're in trouble because less than 3% of you people read books. Because less than 15% of you read newspapers. And when the 12th largest company in the world controls the most awesome goddamn propaganda force in the whole godless world, who knows what shit?
Solution. It's time to wake up to the formula they're using. State sponsored terror to burn our constitution. Weapons of mass deception of the media delusions. Using double speak to keep you following like sheep. CNN and Fox News to keep the populace asleep. Don't look, don't question. We fall into depression. The dollar's worth a nickel, but we'll move our possession. I mentioned that those cowards fell in less than an hour. Ignorance is bliss, the source of the power. Watch them cower in the shadows when we wake up and see the land that we're living in is nothing close to free. Destruction by design, prophesizing every script. Take a big step back, see the whole picture. Distraction of the mind to keep you living in a bubble.
We're in a lot of trouble. Don't you want the truth? Go to God. Go to your gurus. Go to yourself. Because that's the only place you're ever going to find any real truth. So you listen to me. Television is not the truth. Television is a goddamn amusement park. You're the guinea pig that the truth is reality and that your own lives are unreal. You do whatever the tube tells you. You dress like the tube. You eat like the tube. You even think like the tube.
Now you're living as a slave, high-grade police state. Warless search for water, boarded away. Mandatory vaccines to keep you sedated. Big brother on.
Blam! Is this Raz?
Yes, Sunrise.
Raz? The first 52.
Sunrise.
Raz? Live Tuesday nights.
Sunrise.
Raz?
Something that you know Bubba's gonna like.
Angry White Guy Radio.
His point of view is different.
The first 52. Angry White Guy Radio. I love the content. Hey, it's the first 52. Raz with you.
The first part of the Constitution.
This is the best you got.
Something that you know Bubba's gonna like.
Angry White Guy Radio.
Join me, Sean Raz, Tuesday nights, 6 to 8 p.m. RazRadioLive.com, RadioFreeBlood.com.
It's Sean Raz from Raz Radio.
Yeah, he's from Raz Radio. Raz is our God. I mean, it's Sean, Mother effing Raz. I want the Raz. I want the Raz right now. Where is Mother effing Raz?
Join me, Sean Raz, for the first 52, Tuesday, 6 to 8 p.m. RazRadioLive.com. The simple power of truth.
Independent surveys show that Salty Talk is cheaper and easier to listen to than most other streaming radio shows. For example, if PBS.org is, and HouseLive.gov is, Salty Talk is, or Something like that, anyways.
Based on randomly made up survey information and data extrapolation out of thin air.
Salty Talk. Add a little salt to your...
Stepping out this bitch like here comes a master.
It's time for a TF52 flashback.
Hey, real quick, I want to get your opinion on this, Rob. I'm just going to read you the headline. I'm sure everybody knows about what happened to Hillary today. Clinton unable to testify before Congress on Benghazi, purported concussion cited.
Well, I don't know whether she bumped her head or not, which generally, bumping your head would lead to a concussion. But I'm a type of guy where I'm in sales, okay? I deal in sales. My job is to get somebody to buy, or my job is to take away somebody's money from them who has no interest in what I have, or doesn't need what I have, but my job is to make them do so. And one of the things that I like to tell them is that, you know, you can make excuses or you can make money, but you can't do both. And obviously, in her case, she can make excuses or she could testify, but she can't do both. And she obviously chose to make excuses instead of testifying. And, you know, if we knew something, it was either going to come down to the fact that we would hear what Hillary had to say in regards to Benghazi, and or there would be some excuse why she wasn't able to. And obviously, we got the excuse end of it today, and it's no surprise to me.
I'm not a conspiracy guy, but I will say that I and it's not just because of my conservative leanings. I do think, though, that there's got to be a reason she doesn't want to talk about it.
Well, no, that's shifty. That's you talking, right?
That's me.
I'm not a conspiracy guy either. I used to be. I'm a conspiracy dropout. I'm a patriot dropout. I truly am. Believe me, I used to be the guy that was there handing out the DVDs. I used to be the guy there saying, what do you mean? What do you mean you drink the fluoride, you don't care? What do you mean as long as you have a dollar bill to buy your toilet paper, you don't need gold? What do you mean? What do you mean? I was that type of guy that would shove my shit down your throat, okay? But no longer am I. And now I come from more of a more conservative leanings, just like you stated. I truly do. So I understand exactly where you're coming from on this. But the fact of the matter is that these folks will perpetrate and do everything that they have to do right in front of our face and then tell us a story, and we just eat it up like it's candy, my friend. Same thing goes with Hillary Clinton. Hillary Clinton is the Secretary of State. Hillary Clinton is the person who represents us and goes from country to country to country, making relations with these countries. That is her job. When something goes wrong with one of those relations, she is the one who is to be held accountable for. If I'm not mistaken, just days after the what I call from my terrorist leanings, yes, my conservative leanings. Did you hear me say terrorist leanings? That's funny. My conservative leanings is that she called it a terrorist attack, and and it was a terrorist attack. And she says I am responsible for this, which is true. It does fall on her.
Another warrior, not the war. Another warrior. Another warrior, not the war. Another warrior.
This is your last chance. After this, there is no turning back. You take the blue pill, the story ends. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want to believe. You take the red pill, you stay in Wonderland, and I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes.
That's the funny thing is she noticed that the van was in there, but didn't realize that it wasn't, that I didn't leave.
Right.
Like I went to Publix to go get the money.
Well, and the funny thing is they don't take credit cards. And Forto, I don't think you realized that when you went in.
I did not.
Right. And I run a tab there, and she's like, Tony's even like, why didn't you just put it on Sean's tab? You know, and that's so funny to be able to. You've been here home for not even a week yet, and you can already go to the pizza shop and run a tab.
They already know me, right?
I love having that, and that's the funny thing about me and my mother, both of us. I mean, my mom works for one of the local banks here. She knows everybody in town. I pretty much know everybody in town. Even Lexi, you know, she does her job, so she knows everybody in town too. You right over there? You beating up the microphone?
Yeah, I don't know if I'm on the right side. Okay.
You're sounding great, dude. You're coming through perfect. I'd let you know.
Okay.
I'd let you know, right, honey? But you know everybody too. It's like we can't, between you, me, and Mom, we can't go anywhere and not.
I've already had an incident. Like I walked to
Bobby Van.
Yeah, walked to the 3 miles to the rent a car place. Right, I know 3 people in town, and I know 2 of them are at work. Right, and one of them happens to find just as I'm walking, hey, what's going on? And I didn't get the car. I got the ride back.
Right, small town life, dude. I love this town. I really do. When I talk about how nice this town is and how much I enjoy living here, I'm not joking. I mean, I really do. It's a nice little town to live in.
Yeah, I'm enjoying the shit out of it, man.
I mean, it's got its problems. Trust me. I listened to this police scanner. I didn't even get into that with you.
No.
And it's not something we're going to get on air. But I do want to. I got to tell you that story. I just can't tell it in front of other people that are in this household.
Entiendo.
Yeah. So.
That means I understand.
I assume that's what you meant. I'm gonna.
He's gonna remember that eventually.
Entiendo, yeah. You know,
Right.
see, I already did. I just got entiendo means I understand.
I understand, right? But if I said to her, "Do you understand?" It's entiende or
entiende. Yeah,
entiende
that's right.
to you.
Yeah.
No, not even to you. It's entiende, entiendo.
Entiende. Yes, I understand.
See.
Gotcha. See, we got this. We're gonna end up speaking different languages before. This is going to be our Rosetta Stone.
Right.
Four Toad is our Rosetta Stone. We got like a natural Rosetta Stone going on here.
And then, so I told you guys the story earlier that I, tried the Giardi or what's it?
Girardi's pizza. Yeah. But it's a really Italian looking place with a really Italian name, ran by all Mexicans.
I know
the whole place is
that's
Mexican.
the thing. I heard her order my slice of pizza, right?
In Spanish.
And right, she said, and I was like, "How do you say slice in Espanol?" And she's like, "No, there is no word for slice." And I was like, "That's why you heard me say slice." And I was like, "Oh, and actually, so the rest of the interaction was all in Spanish."
It's interesting because we used to get pizza there and go sit on the beach and watch the sunset.
Mm-hmm.
So it is very interesting when you go into a place like that, like an Italian place, and it's literally owned by Mexicans. It used to be owned by an Italian guy, and the Mexicans bought it.
Well, hey, most of the food you're eating anywhere you go is they got some Latin Americans in the kitchen
in the mix anyway. Yeah,
so everything you eat is Latin American.
Hey, remember, I'm Latin American, so I got that in me. So I can say these things.
Barely.
No, 50% of me is, or not 50%.
No.
50% is Italian, and 25% is Mexican.
Maybe
that's
25%.
not barely. No, not maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
No,
yeah,
not maybe.
but you don't know anything about
any of
that heritage.
Oh, I know my uncle. I know
as
my
much Spanish as you know
great-grand-
Italian.
Mangiata de Git.
Yeah, that's about all you know in Italian.
That's all I know in Italian, and that's eat and
A
shut up.
fangool.
Fangool.
You also have to do the thing.
The fangool. Anyway, so what were we talking about?
Pizza.
Good pizza. So that's what. Yeah. So small town life.
Yeah.
I love small town life. That's kind of what has ruined a lot of this country. What has brought a lot of this country down, in my opinion, is the loss of the small town life.
Yeah.
I grew up in a small town place. We were right outside Philadelphia, right outside Atlantic City, right outside Camden and Cherry Hill and all the big areas. But once you got into my town, it was relaxing. It was quiet. There was a battle to get a McDonald's there, and they didn't get the first McDonald's in town till like 1988 or something like that. 87. I forget the exact date.
That's a small town.
Yeah. When McDonald's has to fight to get there because the community is fighting against it, absolutely. And that's why I like this town, and I really do enjoy living here. And the vacationing in this area has increased dramatically. And even
Englewood Beach is definitely a touristy beach.
It's year-round now, too. It's not even like
rentals and vendors and all that stuff. It's weird because it was not like that. You go back 5, 6 years.
Yeah.
You could park
before
any
Beach
time
Guy
of the
was
day.
there. Before Beach Guy, the Beach Guy that rents the umbrellas and all. He's only been there 3 or 4 years.
So what are you saying is there's an opportunity to make money here?
You know what? There is, but part of the problem with that is that the county is very good old boys club. She wanted to go out a couple of years ago. She wanted to go out and do sunscreen. She was going to make her own sunscreen, and she was going to sell it on the beach and then apply it. Blah blah blah. Like she had a whole thing going on. Professional. I'm not going to be in a bikini. I'm going to be professional. Blah blah. They wouldn't let her. What was his reasoning?
Because there's stores along the beachfront
that
sell sunscreen, and it would be competing.
Competition. They won't allow much competition. Although
so it
restaurants,
has to be non-competing.
fucking
to
restaurants,
anything there.
Yeah, restaurants are competitive as crazy. Although not anymore, even because remember the boat rental place guys and his girl, they bought Flounders, which is now it's not Flounders anymore. It's something else.
Gotta love government, right?
Yeah, well, there's a monopoly. Most of those restaurants, there's only 2 or 3 owners of all those restaurants from when you get before you're even on the island to all those there.
Yeah.
And that coffee. Hey, Dave, you want to open a coffee shop on Englewood Beach? Did you see that for sale?
Dave doesn't even like coffee.
Right. Although I could certainly import Guatemalan coffee.
Yeah,
I know where to get it.
And you like tea? You can do really exotic teas. But I didn't know that's for sale. I didn't know that.
You know what's going to happen there.
I didn't even know it was there.
I didn't know it was there either, but it is for
we
sale.
just realized it was there, so maybe it's bad location.
Well, that is possible too. Yeah, that is
what do you
absolutely
think?
possible.
What do you think is going to happen? They're going to buy the property, knock it down,
Turn it
and
into a condo.
Turn it into a condo.
More than likely, yeah. That's what I figured would happen too. Definitely what I figured would happen too. Anywho, pleasantries aside, it's been a good week.
It's only Tuesday, man.
I know. Keep an eye out there. That's the Skype line because I'm going to give the number out. 941-421-0401. You want to join in? You want to throw your 2 cents in? You have a topic you want us to get to?
That probably should have been thought about, like
What?
where that is.
Well, that's good actually because Dave's there.
Yeah, but I'm not looking that way. I'm looking at you between the 2 monitors.
I'm the
Between
one
our
who
little
always
crack.
catches it, and it's directly behind me.
I know. Well, we can adjust that. There's still adjust because I can turn this towards you. So
wait a minute. So you have a monitor that looks that's closer to you than it is to us,
Right.
and you want us to watch it?
Well,
Yeah.
but it's over here, and I've got 1,
But
2,
it's up
3,
there.
4 other monitors to look at.
Oh.
Right, for this bullshit internet radio show.
Oh,
have
you
4
know
monitors.
you love it. I love it. I love doing it. I will always love doing it. I will continue to do it.
Have you
Like,
seen my setup? I have 4 monitors rolled right in front of my
that big 30 thing in the middle?
24.
24. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
good.
and I could see everything. Maybe it's the placement, not the amount of them that you have.
Well, mine's more done for reasoning of more than, everything goes in here so I can
Illogic.
make it out. Right.
Right. See, when are you
He's
going
trying to justify organized chaos.
I love organized chaos.
Right.
That is the best kind of chaos there is. Organized.
She should be there, and you should be here, and
No.
she should be running the board.
Could you imagine her trying to run the board?
I think she would do a good job.
Now, see, I have to run it because there's sometimes that I throw weird things in.
I know.
I
Sean
do
has
rail
no
it.
clue. It's so funny because, and I don't know if Shelly's
I
listening.
have no
She
clue.
listens to a lot of shows. But all the time she was like, Sean just has no fucking idea. Like, no idea. You could totally do whatever, any of that shit.
I have no clue. I have a very good clue idea of
You
what I'm doing.
underestimate me so much.
What do you do? I'm very confused. What do you mean I underestimate you so much?
Wait a minute. Somebody's got to isolate. I am very confused. That Sean said. Oh, I gotta get a copy.
I am very confused, that's for sure.
That's okay. We can save that for another time.
Okay, but I'm asking you, what are you talking about? I asked you a question.
What do you mean?
Uh-oh.
What do you mean, what do I mean?
Hey.
I'm just saying you're underestimating
Hey,
me. I can run the
talk
board.
gun control.
Dave wants to talk gun control.
Yeah.
Which says what he wants to talk
fuck
about.
that guy, Hogg. He's a dick.
We're talking about him. Oh, I heard he was like getting into like all kinds of like that's like his whole thing now. He's skipping college and going to become an activist, a professional activist. And we know a lot of them, unfortunately.
Yeah. Well, he'll flame out.
Some of them
too.
are good and some of them aren't good.
They all flame out.
Unfortunately, you're right. They do.
I was a huge fan of the hell's his name? Adam Kokesh.
I was too. Yep.
Huge fan, and I watched him flame out. Huge fan of Stefan Molyneux, and he flamed out. And that just taught me that you really shouldn't follow anybody. You should just do what you want to do.
Some of these new people, though, man, I got to say they are they're a little off. A lot of the new people. I don't know if I can't. And you know me, I don't really grab into anybody. But it's like I don't listen to any conspiracy talk shows at all.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. None. I listen to Bubba. I listen to the guys there. When they go off, now that Buds and Suds isn't there and the programming kind of dropped a little bit, but hopefully it's going to pick up.
Mm-hmm.
I found myself listening to the police scanner. I mean, literally, that's what I listen to.
May I make a suggestion?
Yes.
Listen to nothing. All right, I've gotten very used to. I shit you not. It is very peaceful. Well, it's not,
You don't want this thing here
No.
without some kind of stimulation. Trust me.
I'm dead serious. It takes a while.
This
I mean,
brain goes like.
I've been listening to shit for 40 years, right? And my Bluetooth speaker broke in Guatemala, and I wound up not listening to stuff. And not only that,
The dog ate the delivery guy.
No, it's just when I was living in San Pedro, the internet would stop working. I was like, I just couldn't listen to anything anymore, and I got used to that. And then when I moved back to Panacelli, I was listening to a lot of the chickens and dogs barking, and it's just nice. And I find myself now, I don't need. I used to always have to have the TV on or something on as background noise, and I don't do that anymore.
Right. Well, she got me out of that when we first started dating, because I used to always have a TV in my bedroom.
Mhm.
And back in the day, I would go to sleep to Fox News every night. I would just lay there and fall asleep to Fox. Right, honey? True? I know it's embarrassing. It's very embarrassing. But
Yeah, well, I couldn't live like that.
So she made me remove it, and this was 2009.
I can't do a TV in the bedroom.
8. She made me remove a TV out of the bedroom. Now, she's recently been talking about putting it back.
You want when I have a 46-inch TV? If you have a cable box, I have a TV for you.
Well, I always have cable box
Ew.
boxes. Sorry.
No, it's just
I
Mikey's
just stuttered
older
there.
now, and he takes over the living room a lot. So
Well, then that needs to stop. But
Yeah.
that we know what we're going to do for that one.
Yep.
But but if you don't feel well and you want to lay in bed, you know, like
Yeah.
she's been sick or I've been sick, where I take like when I get sick, forget it.
Well,
especially if I get the flu.
I would love to banish him to the room when he's sick.
I lay on the couch and I don't move from there. What 7 days with the
I-
IO plague was 9 or 12 days.
I have the TV. It's not a smart TV, but if you hook a cable box up to it,
Is any TV really smart?
I have 2 Roku TVs.
You know that is the biggest. Think
I
about
have-
this one.
I have 3 TVs for one bedroom apartment.
Think about this right here, right, Forto. We call something the smart TV, and all we use it to do is dumb ourselves down.
No. See, this is where you're wrong, right? Because I don't have a cable box.
Right.
Everything that I watch is purposeful. Like I have Amazon Prime. I've got Amazon Video. I've got Netflix. I've got YouTube on there. So I'm constantly watching. Like this past week, I've consumed nothing but documentaries.
Yeah, what was this? You can't watch those documentaries in Guatemala. What what are they blocked in the nation?
Yeah, you can't. You're right. It's like, there are certain things that are only available in the United
So we're going to
States.
get into your documentary binging later on in the show, which you said you spent a few days doing that.
Yeah.
So
And I found other cool things to watch. I'm kind of into sci-fi and whatever. And so it's purposeful watching stuff. Like I don't have stuff. The other day I was at my friend's house up in St. Pete, and I would just mindlessly, he just has basic cable. I was just mindlessly going through the channels. I must have hit the fucking up channel button 500 times.
Were you missing that stuff? Is that
No.
maybe something like censorship might be something you don't like about being there?
No. Well, no. When
Because if you're coming back and binging it, then
Well, it's just things that weren't available. I still watched a considerable amount of YouTube down there. It was on a small screen. I like now having a big screen and laying down in bed and consuming some YouTube videos that way. But while my friend in Guatemala, she had a TV, and I used to actually just like go to her place and just like veg out in her bedroom watching like. But see, I liked.
Yeah, I'm sure that's right. Netflix and chill. Is that what you're up to?
That was creepy.
Your heavy breathing says much.
So anyway, what I liked about the TV down there was most of it's in Spanish, right? So I watched movies that I knew the movies, let's say like The Matrix or something. Like I know The Matrix word for word.
Right.
So these movies that I knew what was going on, but I was more or less learning Spanish watching it. And not only that, Spanish TV seems to be a lot more fun and less. Well, aside from the telenovelas.
Well, the news forecasters are very, especially the weather ones, are very attractive women too.
Yeah.
Usually in Spanish. For
Yeah.
some reason, they like big boob, big butt, hot women when they do the weather.
Yes, they do.
I don't get that. I don't. Well,
What do you mean you don't get it?
Well, I get it. Nobody wants to hear the weather, so put some tits there.
Here's
for
the thing:
'em.
is that they're very they're proud, and they're proud of their if they spend $5,000 for a boob job, they show that shit off. They don't hide that stuff. They love to show their they're not ashamed of their bodies. And this is something that we should adopt. Although we are much fatter here.
Let's see, we're going the opposite direction here, unfortunately.
Well, no, they're following along. You know, in Panachel,
Me too. That's the opposite direction of big boobs. I'm just saying. I mean, let's be honest. That is the opposite direction of big boobs.
Is what?
Me too.
The Me Too movement?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
What were you going to say, honey?
No.
Well, there is a problem. You know, there's obviously a problem here, and oddly enough, there's a tremendous problem of women getting abused in Latin America. You know, like there are, you know, the women have high murder rates because their husbands beat the shit out of them. You know, it's a thing. It happens so much. There's things. You know, there's groups and people that try to help.
And that is a traditionally long-standing thing. That's not like a new thing.
Well, that's all of Latin America.
Yeah, that's just a long.
That's from the border south.
You go to the Middle East, you have the same kind of thing. You have a high, you know, women are not treated as well as we treat them here in America. I mean, let's be honest, or other countries. But, you know, that's the way life is.
Well, you know, eventually there's going to be this. You
What do
know,
you mean, okay?
There's going to be some enlightenment, you know, and it's going to happen. You know, it seems to be happening more so in the big.
All change has to come from within of, you know, what they're doing and who wants to change. You know what I mean? Like,
who
change
stands
won't
up for it
just,
too? You know,
right? Change isn't just going to come, and you can't bring it from an outside
Yeah,
source.
that's not going to happen around the lake for hundreds of years.
Inside sources have to make the change. Is the point I'm trying to make. You listen. In 1951, we went in, and 1952 went in, and you know, changed the leadership of Iran.
53.
53. Yeah, whatever year it was. Somewhere around the 48 to
Right.
55 range. Okay, is that good? Can we go there?
53.
All right,
Let's be
but,
exact.
But the
53.
point is,
so that people could look it up.
yeah. Well, you know what? Honestly, let's do this. Let's play this because I had this pulled up and I wanted to get into this. As a lot of people know, we backed out of this Iran nuclear deal.
We didn't.
Well, we didn't. He did.
Right.
How come when he says we, when you're sitting in the room, you're like, no, he, but if you're in Guatemala, you're like, you all, you people.
Just calling you out for it, Toad.
Right. Well, it's because, you know.
Wait a minute.
You guys, you guys are paying for the taxes for these things. You guys are dealing with this. Nobody's standing up against it. This is one of the powers that are singularly, that is constitutionally provided by the president, that he can actually create, you know, international deals. So it is a thing where because you know me, I'm always like, you know, Congress this, Congress that, Congress missed the law. This is one of these areas where he singularly is.
So
in
you're
power.
talking about how our tax dollars are the ones are what's paying for this.
You
It's
motherfuckers
not-
are paying for it all, right?
Right, exactly. Yeah.
My ass isn't.
You people, Lexi
You
says.
people.
You
right.
people.
You people. All you guys paying federal income tax are paying for this shit.
And how do we change that?
I've said this many, many times.
I know, that's
Stop paying taxes.
Stop paying taxes. Taxation's theft. And, you know, I've changed that around because there are certain taxes that I don't mind paying. I don't mind paying road taxes, especially not being here for a year and coming back and like, Jesus Christ, the roads are so nice here. You know? And
I like these roads
and not
that
only
work well.
I walk on the roads now, and like I don't trip, I don't twist my ankles. You know, it's nice and flat. So I appreciate, you know, paying gas tax. I don't mind paying sales tax because that's a tax I could actually get around to if I wanted to. If I didn't want to pay sales tax, I could buy something used. You know, but there's two taxes you cannot avoid, and that's income tax, federal income tax, and property tax.
Two taxes you can't get away from. So back to the Iran deal and what's going on over that way, because you know we have Hamas and Israel, you know, striking dicks together. We got Syria and Russia. Now we're going to throw this whole Iran thing in there. So, and we got into the whole conversation of 53 of when we took over, and they get into this. This is we haven't listened to him in a while. He reappeared like a year ago or so. Ben Swan. So let's just go over this real fast. Everybody pay attention. You might learn something.
Well, President Trump announced Tuesday the U.S. will pull out of the Iran nuclear deal. It is a campaign promise that he made repeatedly during the election. President Trump has said the Iran deal is the worst of all time. And instead of staying in it, he's going to impose new sanctions against Iran. So why did the president drop the Iran deal? Is it truly a bad deal? Or was there influence coming from Israel?
And
what does that influence mean for our future
You guys got
This is a
comments?
reality
let me
check
know.
you won't get
I'll pause
anywhere
it.
else.
Reality Check with Ben Swan, powered by Dash Digital Cash.
And you know we love Ben Swan. I was so upset when he disappeared for that period of time there, but
The Iran deal is defective at its core. If we do nothing, we know exactly what will happen. In just a short period of time, the world's leading state sponsor of terror will be on the cusp of acquiring the world's most dangerous weapons.
Pause it.
Well, that was President Trump on Tuesday, and now.
All right. I don't know. Did you put that out over Twitch?
what's that? Yeah, they
video?
can see the video.
Okay.
They can see everything.
So-
I've got that going there.
All right. One of the things that I've learned over the past 10 years is watch their body language. Right.
Right.
Now we watched Trump talk. Right. He did the whole hand thing. Right. But you notice he was staring straight at the camera. He was reading off a teleprompter, which he rarely does.
I've never seen a president do that before, ever. No president's ever read off teleprompters.
What I'm saying is that's a scripted thing, and what he's saying is so.
Of course, it's scripted.
If
the whole Israel bullshit scripted.
If you listen for years now, if you listen to Scott Horton from Anti-War Radio, you'll actually know exactly what this Iran deal is because he started talking about it back when Obama did it, and everybody. And when Obama did it, everybody was like, "Oh my God, what are you doing? You're dealing with." First of all, he says the world's largest state-sponsored terrorism. That's absolute bullshit.
Bullshit. I agree
Absolute
100%.
bullshit.
Yeah.
Um,
That is the biggest lie there is. The world's largest state sponsor of terrorism, if we're going to talk about nationals coming from a state, is Saudi Arabia.
or the United States.
Or the United States, but that's CIA.
The United
and-
States is
yeah.
the world's leader in state-sponsored terrorism.
I agree. True. I didn't. Even, I was trying to stay in the Middle East, but okay.
But still, what he's saying, what he doesn't really talk. He doesn't give anything. He's just saying things, right?
Right.
And expecting people to believe it, right? But the nuclear deal, right? So here's the thing: to enrich uranium for nuclear power grade, you enrich it 3%, right? To enrich uranium to weapons grade is 90%.
Right.
Iran, for like the last 10 years, has already said, all right, well, we just want the 3% shit, man. That's all we want.
And of course, the CIA and the propaganda machines
Yeah.
keep pushing. It's like this whole Russian thing.
Right,
We're rebuilding the Cold War, and why would we want to rebuild something that we tried so hard to end?
All right, so
I was a kid when it ended.
I said these things, last year. I was like, if we... What'd you say?
Nothing. Go ahead.
I heard that.
I didn't catch it.
Oh, I saw him and he's whispering to
Watch. When I turn, no, it's not her in general, but watch.
He murbled.
Watch when I turn her mic off. Ready?
Yeah, I heard that. Yeah.
So something's vibrating on wherever you're. It's probably the computers underneath are getting your mic for some reason.
So lower her gain down, make her go closer to the mic.
I keep trying to tell her to do that.
Jeez, you'd think you'd be doing this for 6 years.
I'm on the mic.
Oh, there you go. That's perfect.
Okay.
That's better. That's better. All right, go ahead. Back. Sorry, my bad. Technical
He
issues.
really, we got to kick him off that thing. Anyway,
It's not going to happen. I
Thanks for
scroll bad now. Imagine that. Oof.
Thanks for disrupting my flow and making me forget where I was going.
Yeah.
Oh, so the whole uranium thing, right, is absolute bullshit. And it's provable. Like you could actually, if you just get slightly educated and you find out what weapons grade and what nuclear power grade is, you're like, oh, these are two totally different things, and one can't be done without the other. You can't. I don't think you can make a nuclear power grade into weapons grade.
No, you can't. I don't believe you can.
Right. And not only that, they have round-the-clock inspectors there, right? Currently, right? So Iran does not want, well, they might want nuclear power weapons, but they just want power.
My question would be, if we can have it, why should we prevent anybody else from having it? And I know, they're the state sponsored, but they're
It's not our business.
Right.
It's not difficult. It's not our business.
That's the biggest thing right there. It's not our business.
Right. Well, everyone's really, especially what was happening with North Korea 6 months ago, is like, oh my God, Trump's picking a fight with a nuclear power, and we're going to go to World War III, a nuclear war. I'm like, you guys don't know shit, right? Because first of all, no one
Is that
ever.
what you said?
Yeah. Especially if I've been drinking. You don't know shit.
I could see him doing that too, honey.
That's nice. That's a nice way to start off the conversation. First of all.
Well, the core of what I'm trying to say is you are uneducated on it, but I just lack tact.
You lack tact, really? Is that what you're trying to say here?
Yes, I do.
No.
So, you know, the thing is, if you get educated on these things, then you start to see. Then you could see through the bullshit that everyone's, you know, trying to propagate. Like it's funny. The progressives will not give. I don't like Trump at all. I think he's an asshole. But he is.
He is the president.
He is making good.
How many people said you must respect the president when it was Obama? God forbid you.
Oh yeah,
asked about his birth certificate or
Right.
stood against Obamacare or
No conservatives-
how dare you can't speak against the president like that?
No conservative said he's not my president.
No,
No.
no. And
Only
it's-
those crazy fucking progressives did. Anyway,
And look at our liberal friends that still do it. He's not my president. Well, you know what? When I said
Yeah,
he's
well,
not my
kinda.
when I said he's not my president when I was talking about Obama, I got fucking rallied upon. I
Right.
got people bashing
Well,
me and screaming at me.
that's another tangent we can go down about the hypocrisy
yeah.
on both sides, but it
I
seems
had
to be
the
now
correct wording.
Now, Yeah, once
You did stuff.
I did something good.
Yay!
Reward system for you.
we need one of those bells. Ding! Wait, where's the?
There you go.
That's not nearly.
Where's
as good.
my beer?
That's not nearly as good as the.
I did that to Lexi the other night. We were sitting in here.
Your son told me about that.
I don't know why his mother bought him this.
Because that's what my mother does.
Fuck.
That's what my mother does. I don't know what to tell you. She buys me things that are very annoying and
Really obnoxious
semi-useful.
and unnecessary for you.
Yeah.
You do that just fine on your own.
Yeah, I'm very obnoxious on my own. That is true. All right, let's finish this.
You've thrown me off the track so many times I don't even know what I'm saying. So just press play.
Announcing that just 3 years into the Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action, known as the Iran nuclear deal, the U.S. will abandon the agreement that got Iran, some say, to rein in its nuclear program. But others say it was a terrible deal that sped up their nuclear ambitions. So why did President Trump abandon the Iran deal? To understand that, we actually need to look back at our relationship with Iran. So here's a quick history lesson. Let's get
History
everybody
lesson,
up to
my
speed.
friends.
Go back to
attention.
1953. Our CIA
Told ya. You were
led
right.
Operation Ajax, a coup
I
in
know.
Iran to overthrow the democratically elected
two.
Prime Minister Mossadegh and to strengthen the monarchy led at the time by the Shah. It didn't go well. After that, our government actually provided Iran a nuclear reactor fueled by highly enriched uranium under the Atoms for
Highly.
Peace program.
Atoms
but
for
then,
peace.
The Shah was
Atoms for
overthrown in
peace.
1979, you know that, and the U.S. stopped supplying Iran with highly enriched uranium. Well, since then,
So
our
wait,
government
everybody,
has
think
worked
about,
to
everybody
prevent-
think about that for a second.
Right.
Right now, we're saying you can't have this, but
We were giving it to
we
them.
were giving it to you
in
at one point in time.
1979, right?
So, duh. So how do they have it? Because we gave it to them. How did Iraq have yellow cake uranium? We gave it to them. How does all this shit happen? We give it to them.
How
And then we
does-
go, you're the bad guy because
Right.
we're going to come get you.
How does North Korea have nuclear weapons?
We gave it to them.
How does ISIS have all these nice trucks and weapons? And
We gave it to
We
them.
gave it to them.
That's the biggest thing here.
Right.
That's the new mantra.
Nobody
Hashtag we gave it to them.
Right.
Hashtag we gave it to them. Hashtag we caused the problem. Hashtag we suck.
Well, nobody will ever actually own up to that. The cognitive dissonance will not allow them to look in the mirror and say, "Oh my God, this is what's happening. We are responsible."
Right.
Because they don't really. They're like, "No,
Because-
la la la. I'm not listening to you."
Because when you create a false flag, when you create a distractive argument, you have to create the narrative. Just like with gun control, just like with the shootings. Listen, all these guys, almost every single one of them, could have been stopped if law enforcement would have been informed properly and done their job properly on different levels. So I don't want to say the local cop did a bad job because they weren't informed properly from the federal level or from upper law
Yeah,
enforcement that knew or were working with these people.
There's definitely a lot of slipping through the cracks, you know.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, but the thing is, my thing with cops is, why are they these problem solvers of everything, from getting a kitten down to the tree to handling
Because that's what we've relied upon. That's
Right.
Listen, I sit and listen to the scanner now, Fortoad. I want you to take one day, download any one of the
Nope.
free scanner programs,
Nope, not gonna do
and
it.
just listen
No.
to the local community.
I have better things to do.
I'm telling you, listen to your
No,
local
I
community.
just moved here. I don't want to find out how much fucking meth is going on around here.
It's really not that.
I'm way the fuck out
There
on the
is
beach,
so
man. I'm
much
on the
more-
Barrier Island. I'm in the rich neighborhood. I don't need to hear what's going on in the mainland.
There is so much more. Yeah, that's a good point. There is so much more. It's not even meth. There's so many psychiatric and suicidal.
Sorry.
Jesus, 4-2. What the fuck? Calm down.
I was
brother.
kidding. I was kidding. I was
You
like,
got really
whoa! Well, that was my point. Is that
there's so many psychological and it's not meth anymore. It's this
Adderall.
mental problem. It's
Paxil.
SSRIs.
Well, it's all that combined. Yeah. I sit and listen, and out of 30 calls, I would say 25 of them have something to do with some kind of psychological issue of some
People
sort.
aren't meant to be on meds like this.
No, they're not. Listen,
They're breaking.
If you listen to Bubba Army,
Malfunctioning.
if you listen to Rob Gargiula today, he got into a conversation about what's been going on in his life, and one of the things that he talked about was, if you don't know his whole story, a couple of years ago, his ex-girlfriend or his ex-wife, I apologize, the mom of his children, got hit by a car walking across the street where she shouldn't have been. Lost his 6-month-old or 6-week-old daughter in the car accident eventually. And it's taken a toll on him. And he talked about that today, and he talked about how this has been a big issue that he's been dealing with. And it was nice to hear somebody talk about this. And he recently was having an issue and decided he tried to make an appointment to go see a therapist, and it was like 6 or 8 weeks out, and he's like, I can't wait that long. I need to talk to somebody now. Right. So he went to whatever is one of the hospitals up in Tampa, and checked himself in on Easter weekend for 72 hours. And he went in thinking, listen, I'll get to talk to somebody, and it turned out on the weekends it's a free for all pretty much in the hospitals. So he couldn't talk to anybody. He couldn't get the help that he
did. They like inject him with some shit?
Yeah, they said he went on a Friday. They gave him a pill. He woke up Saturday in a room, and that's like where he woke up from Friday when he went to talk to them.
Yeah,
and he said that it's just damaged. It's just it's broken.
Yeah,
and
they don't do any tests. They don't do any blood tests. They don't do any.
They give you pills which cause. Well, that's the point. Is where I was getting. They put him on a pill. I forget the pill they put him on. And within like a day and a half, he was trying to kill. He was having thoughts of killing himself, and he called us there. He said, "I got to get off this. I can't. I don't."
Yeah.
They're like, "Well, you got to wean yourself off." He's like, "No, I'm getting off it now.
Yeah.
Now I'm getting off of it."
Yeah.
And that's a strong-willed person. But you get somebody stupid like some of these kids that have shot up schools or
stupid. Just some
weak,
brains,
not stupid.
Your
Weak would be better.
Are not wired to process it. And if you're processing it and functioning and not hurting anyone, that's great. But there's a real strong chance that you might do some shit you never would have done otherwise.
All right, so here's another Guatemalan story, right? Over in San Pedro, there's this guy who walks around town, right? And he wears the same clothes all the time. He talks to himself, right?
Right.
And some of the little restaurants give him a cup of coffee or something to eat. I've given him money. And he's obviously mentally disturbed, right?
Right.
But he never bothers anybody.
Right.
Like he doesn't yell at anybody. You just know he's around. Like he's harmless. He's fucking harmless. And some people will give him little jobs. If you need shit moved from here to there, I every so often I see him wearing something else and he's cleaned up. So obviously somebody's actually taking care of him and say, hey, let's take a shower.
Right. Come in the house. Let's go.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's get different clothes on you because he wears. I shit you not. Like 2 months straight he'll wear the same clothes. Right. He doesn't have any shoes, but he's harmless. Right. There's another guy in Panachel. He's similar. He doesn't really talk to him, but he always picks up garbage. Like I saw him with a fucking big giant.
We had a guy like that in Medford, New Jersey. We called him the Tree Monster, and he lived behind the pizza shop that I worked at when I was like 12, 13 years old. Well, because he lived in the tree. He'd built this little tree house up on top of this tree. So he didn't bother anybody. He was a little lunatic.
Right.
But the pizza shop would give him pizza every once in a while, and we just called him the Tree Monster.
My point is the unmedicated crazy ones are really kind of.
They're fun. They're
docile.
peaceful. Right, exactly.
Right. It's the medicated ones
that are violent,
you gotta watch
angry,
out for.
and scary.
Those are the ones that cause mass
They're
murder.
twitchy as fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah. Broken.
I keep citing this article that was written in I think it was The Guardian. Antidepressants help, but it made me want to kill. And this story that it goes through is, it lists all these people and this person's story. And then, like that guy that killed the 86 people in Nice, France with a truck.
Right.
Right. Just because he was Muslim, but he's as Muslim as I was Catholic. Right? Even the father says, yeah, he was drinking, dating, banging, and he just became depressed and
Is
went
he
on
kind of like the
medication.
9/11 hijackers?
No,
With
those are all
cocaine
fake.
and strippers.
Those are all fake.
All right, wait. Let's get through this. We went off on a tangent.
Tangent
with a
monkey.
side story.
All right, so
and
back to
squirrel.
Iran. Right. So what were we going back? Right. To 1979 is when we stopped giving them weapons grade.
Right. That
uranium.
1979 is when we stopped giving Iran uranium.
Right.
Than any nuclear development deal in the nation of Iran. It's been going on for some time, and that is until 2015, when the Obama administration made a deal to allow Iran to keep a maximum 660 pounds of low-enriched uranium through
That's key.
2031,
Low-enriched.
and drastically reduce the number of installed nuclear centrifuges. As part of the deal, Iran has been under 24-hour surveillance by the International Atomic Energy Agency.
Didn't
In
I say that before,
2015,
too?
the IAEA found no credible
we said
evidence
all
of
this
nuclear
before, Dave.
bomb development, and the country
All of
has
us.
been under a very tight watch ever since.
I'm educated.
But now the U.S. is pulling
Educated.
out of that deal, just as President Trump promised that he would. Yet a key reason that the president gave for quitting the Iran deal is alleged evidence from Israel that Iran
Imagine
is
that.
actually not in compliance. Watch this.
Today, we have definitive proof that this Iran
That Netanyahu is a asset of MI5 and of the
Whatever it is.
Mossad
Again,
and
if you,
the
if
CIA.
You, if
and
you would have watched this video of him with the sound off, right, and compare,
Just watch his body
just compared
right.
to all the other press conferences he's done, he's absolutely a zombie in this one.
Agreed.
You know,
Iranian promise was a lie. Last
Lie.
week,
It was
Israel
a lie.
published intelligence documents, long concealed by Iran, conclusively
Iran could
showing
conceal a lot
the
of stuff.
Iranian's regime and its history.
You know what they had? They had Enchantress, and she went in and got the documents.
Right.
Remember that? Enchantress just went, poof, boom, got the documents.
despite the fact that there's 24-hour surveillance on their nuclear program,
Right.
they were able to hide
Conceal
something
documents.
somewhere.
Right.
Right. Yeah, sure.
From 2014.
Yeah, right. Sure. Right.
Of pursuing nuclear weapons. The fact is, this was a horrible, one-sided deal
Horrible.
that should have never, ever been made.
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu revealed on April 30th that Israeli spies had stolen Iranian nuclear plans. Yet, according to the New York Times,
Iranian spies had made, or no, Israeli spies had made Iranian.
Somebody got on the computer and just started typing.
Right, just kind of like
all right,
Obama's
so
birth certificate.
Here's the thing.
Times Netanyahu did not provide any evidence that Iran had violated the agreement.
That got me.
Yeah, me too.
So what you need to know is that Israel's influence on President Trump's decision is fairly interesting. Those on the left say that the Iran deal would have prevented a nuclear Iran. Those on the right say the Iran deal would have actually sped that process up. But that isn't the question we should be asking. See, the real question is one I asked here exactly 1 month ago. Is the U.S. being pulled into an all-out war with Iran and Syria? Remember this. In March, the U.S. participated in a joint military exercise in Israel to play out a scenario of an Iranian attack. In April, Israel bombed Syria and injured Iranians, just days before the U.S. led targeted attacks on Syria. You see a theme here. And now, just hours after the U.S. abandoned the Iran deal, Israeli airstrikes targeted an Iranian position in Syria, with 9 reported Iranian deaths. And in Israel, right now, military forces are preparing for a possible Iranian attack. Yeah, so the real question here that we should be asking, are
Who's
we
making all the
American
money?
people ready to join Israel's escalating war against Iran for whatever reason that might be happening? Because it's a war that looks more likely every day. That's Reality Check. Let's talk about it right now on social.
So, you know, what's that movie, honey, with Nicolas Cage where he's the arms dealer?
Oh,
Blood
yeah.
Diamond?
No.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about, but yeah.
That movie right there is exactly what we're seeing now. The military-industrial complex can't be defunded. We have to have the newest, best weapons.
Right.
And if we don't have an enemy, we don't need the newest, best weapons. So we need to have an enemy. So how do you create enemy? You take over somebody's territory. You try to genocide them. Listen, everybody will still talk about the Holocaust. Like, you know, however many people was killed, that's a horrible thing. But how can a group of people who were put in a place because of something that was done horrible to them turn around and do almost the exact same thing to another group of people just because they're different? It's no different than what happened to them.
Way.
It's not even the American way.
Well,
it's a religion. I fucking hate religion. We always talk about hating religion. I hate religion.
Yeah, well, this is flowing into politics, though.
Unfortunately,
it's not
yes.
just religious based at this point.
Well, I think they're both the same thing. I just recently watched Zeitgeist again for the first time. I don't know, 8 years, right? It's, I don't know, less than a month ago, and the first 25 minutes are talking about religion, right?
Right.
And what it basically is, there's an intrinsic similarity between religion and government, and it's a system of control. And that's all it is.
That's all it is.
Right?
Exactly.
In religion, you have hell, you have the devil, you have angels, you have the good, right? And good is supposed to do, you do things.
Good is supposed to do good, I would assume.
Right. But
I mean, that's
without
good. main part of it.
bad, you won't do good, right? Without bad, you don't have the
Yin
control.
yang,
right.
good, bad, God, Jesus, or
You
God.
don't have the control.
Devil.
Compass.
You don't have the control without a bad guy, without a boogeyman.
That's
right?
because humanity is so stupid they can't be. They have to be
Well,
controlled by
no.
these examples.
No, because they've been indoctrinated since first grade. There's an indoctrination, right? We all grew up thinking that Christopher Columbus was this great guy. He was a cocksucker, you know, and we're just starting to realize that now, you know, like
I remember us doing plays.
Yeah.
I mean, at Thanksgiving, little
Listen.
fun plays, dressed up, and
Most things
had our
associated.
Indians and the Pilgrims.
right, like
Most-
oh yeah, they all got
Christopher
along. No,
Columbus
that's
and-
not.
No,
that's
most
so
things
not true.
associated with America is murderous,
Yeah.
starting from the very beginning.
Right. Well,
we were a murderous group of
Not we.
because I wasn't part of it.
we were the second ones. Well,
I wasn't even. My family didn't come to America until early 1900. So I was not a slave owner. This is my argument. When you get into reparation and all this other bullshit. Listen, my fucking family didn't live here during slavery. None of my family owned slaves. Guess what? I'm Mexican, Italian, and Irish. Majority of my family, when they came here in the early 1900s, were slaves of their own.
Yeah,
they were labor slaves.
You look up in the late 1800s. Irish need not apply.
Right.
Irish people in New York were shit on.
And I'm not putting down what
No.
happened to black people at all. And you know what? Slavery's still going on right now. They're still being sold out of Africa. Like it or not, it's still fucking happening.
Well, isn't that out of Libya? What happened in Libya?
Libya, yeah, all the blacks are being sold out by blacks because they were Muslim and the others were Christian. Or
How
vice
did that
versa.
happen? How did that let to be happen?
Because we took out the fucking guy that controlled the monkeys.
Oh, Gaddafi?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Just like Saddam. We destabilize every region. We make these things happen. Listen, I have to take a pee. That's for fucking sure.
Wow,
All right.
my goodness.
That's just the way it's going to go down.
Worked up.
It's always good to get worked up. I enjoy it when it happens that way. All right, guys, you're listening to First 52, RazRadioLive.com. We'll be back in a couple of minutes. We'll be right back to the First 52.
Angry White Guy Radio.
He'll be back.
Yo, they keep talking about a global solution. Why don't they go back to basics? Gold, silver, commodities, real economy. The world order will fail and fail hard. They don't think the people's in charge. We'll stand tall, we'll never fall, and we can't stop till it's freedom for all. Tyranny will fail and fail hard. They don't think the people's in charge. We'll stand tall, we'll never fall, and we can't stop till it's freedom for all. A global awakening is happening. The enemy is napping in their palaces. We breaking up their fallacies. Man, please. They tell us that the government must do it all. Civil liberties and justice nailed to a cross. But we not buying it, even though they trying this. Global governance, global government, same thing. Welcome to the world of double speak. The mainstream media keep the masses asleep. But there's a remnant, like my man Ron Paul. In the US alone, 1 million or more. And let's not talk about all over the world. Too many to count, too many you found. The truth about what's going on around them. How men conspire to drown them in the sea of pain and suffering. But it's not enough of them if some of us got up and fought to win. Wicked ones will fail and fail hard. They don't think the people's in charge. We'll stand tall, we'll never fall, and we can't stop till it's freedom for all. The enemy will fail and fail hard. They don't think the people's in charge. We'll stand tall, we'll never fall, and we can't stop till it's freedom. Are we gonna wait till they hear the kick down the door when it's too late? How much suffering must we endure? A new fate is what we need. Erase these fucking thieves. It needs to be done for our kids to breathe. Cause we up against those that will kill our seed. Call it eugenics, I call it murder. But if you turn on CNN, it's unheard of. Welcome to the Matrix. game with money they print from thin air. A central bank like the Fed, we've been there, and it's been fed and fought with blood was bought. What little freedom was acquired, but we back in the fire. Too many frogs in the pot, don't feel it getting hot. Wicked ones will fail and fail hard. They don't think the people's in charge. We'll stand tall, we'll never fall, and we can't stop till it's freedom for all. The enemy will fail and fail hard. They don't think the people's in charge. We'll stand tall, we'll never fall, and we can't stop till it's freedom. Yo, talk to a person on the street and they feel it in their gut. They might not be able to pinpoint what, but they can feel that something's up, that there's a giant above them ready to crush. But the bigger they are, the harder they fall. So lovers of liberty and justice push on to victory, and I feel blessed fate picked me to be a part of the greatest movement. In the middle of chaos, the thought is soothing, confounding the wicked cause they targets moving. They only good at killing the sheep, but wait till they get what they reap. Weep in the gnashing of teeth for all of the evil they wreak. Every time truth we speak, the machine creaks as we launch attacks from beneath and patiently await their defeat. Wicked ones will fail and fail hard. They don't think the people's in charge. We'll stand tall, we'll never fall, and we can't stop till it's freedom for all. The enemy will fail and fail hard. They don't think the people's in charge. We'll stand tall, we'll never fall, and we can't stop till it's freedom. Yo, I want everybody to check out Infowars.com. Support your man Alex Jones. He's fighting the good fight. Get your storable foods. Get your weapons. Learn how to live off the land, cause it's about to go down.
Have you ever called into your favorite talk radio program only to encounter this and felt like this? That never happens when you dial 941-421-0401. At RazRadioLive.com, we answer right away. And pow, you're live on the air talking to one of your favorite hosts. No screeners, no delays. Try it now. 941-421-0401 and avoid 941-421-0401. If you're a new listener or a seasoned veteran, don't be scared. 941-421-0401. We welcome all. We know how it feels to be ignored. RazRadioLive.com.
What is it really that is in your head?
cat can be damn tedious. People dangling bells and bits of string in your face all the time. Just be a dog. Run around, catch frisbees, pee on a fire hydrant. Life's more rewarding, and you get access to lots of treats. Catch Salty Talk Mondays and Wednesdays, and every Friday for Salty's Weekend Warm-Up, 4 p.m. Eastern Time. Add a little salt to your life, and be more dog.
Like anytime the deer population gets out of control, some dude would literally get on TV and be like, all right, the deer population is up to about 1,800. Realistically, we need to get that number down to about 5, 6 of them, all right? So start them off, you got a gun, fucking shoot one in the face. I'm just sitting at home like, what are the deer doing that's so bad for the environment, you know? They're gonna eat all the fucking grass. They're coming up to trees, just nibbling. Just nibbling. Dude, the deer didn't put a hole in the ozone layer, all right? That's not a bunch of dogs clogging up the freeways. It's us, right? We can fuck all we want. No one's gonna stop you. You could have 15 kids, have a 16th on the way. No one's gonna get on TV and be like, all right, Paul is still fucking. Start him off, you got a gun, fucking shoot him in the face. Do what you gotta do, this guy, he's out of control. No, it's great. It's great, man. You can just keep banging away. You can just keep banging away, making one useless, mediocre, not gonna invent shit kid after another. No, I don't understand people like that. So don't you realize after your third loser kid, you don't have the DNA to make somebody special? It's like, what are you doing? All you're doing, you're just making more in the way people just walking around, looking up at shit as you're trying to get down the sidewalk, you know? Or you know that dude, whenever you go into the deli, there's always that guy in front of you, doesn't know what he wants. Oh, what kind of bread is that? It's like, dude, stop making that fucking guy. Jesus Christ, that dude is everywhere. No, that's why I love old people. I love old people. They always with their family photos, cracks me up. They always like, well, they're all proud, like, well, we had 5 kids, and then they all had 5, and da-da-da-da. It's like, yeah, none of you did shit. I don't recognize anybody in that photo. You just made 30 people who are all taking a shit every day that ends up in a river. That's not a family photo. That's an environmental disaster, and you framed it.
She played the fiddle in an Irish band, but she fell in love with an Englishman. Kissed her on the neck and then I took her by the hands. And baby, I just wanna dance. I met her on Grafton Street, outside of the bar. She shared a cigarette with me while her brother played the guitar. She asked me, what does it mean? The Gaelic ink on your arm. Said it was one of my friend's songs. Do you want to drink on? She took Jamie as a chase.
All right, guys, welcome back. First of two, RazRadioLive.com, Twitch.tv/Sean Raz1. We're here. We're gonna have some fun.
She played a fiddle in an Irish band, but she fell in love with an Englishman. Kissed her on the neck and
I always try to bring the comedy I put together with what I'm going to talk about next. So, did you guys figure out what I'm going to talk about next?
Georgia Guidestones.
Well, you know, that's a good thing, Dave. You know, we've talked about them many a times. That's a good guess. Good guess, honey. Do you have any clue what I'm going to talk about yet?
Well, I mean, it's got to be along the lines of population control on some level.
Oh, you're very smart. As you all know, I refer to movies a lot. For some reason, movies, in my opinion, are dictating, putting out, admitting to, displaying something going on out there. And too many times movies show us that. If you go back to Avengers Civil War, Avengers...
No spoiler alerts, right?
No, well, yeah, these are spoiler alerts, so be ready.
Don't tell me because I've not seen the movie.
I know you haven't. Well, I'm thinking of the other one
and
now.
I'm not gonna.
Not Civil War, the one before that. Winter Soldier.
So I got to ask you.
Have you seen Winter Soldier, right?
Why the fuck do you watch these movies? No, I don't watch these movies.
Because
I don't need a superhero.
Oh, maybe we all need a superhero.
No, I am my own superhero, man. I make shit happen.
You make shit happen.
I do.
And that is true. I can't argue that.
My son loves those superhero movies, and I've watched them with him, and I'm like, oh my God, these movies are fun to watch.
It's not about a superhero, though.
They are fun
Forte.
to watch.
It's not necessarily about a superhero. Listen, you know I have this belief that the elite have to tell us what they're doing, and I think they do it through movies. I think movies is a very big way they communicate things to us. If you go to Winter Soldier, they communicated how it was right before Trump, and to me, they communicated how and this might be where they're going with the whole Russian probe thing. Okay, think about this. In Winter Soldier, the bad guy was actually a good guy who was part of Hydra, which Hydra is related to the Nazis in the greater scheme of the idea of the movie. Now, but see, you're not paying attention.
I know. It bores the shit out of me.
Though.
It's not. It's important to you, but it's not important to me.
It is important because they're telling a story that's very real to what we're living through, what we have lived through.
It's because it's the movies you choose to watch that you believe that they're telling you a story. If you watch alternative movies, you wouldn't see it that way.
Honey, you got to I heard you re.
Well, I mean, I think a lot of times when you watch things, you have a tendency to need to parallel, what you think is going on to it, and then you start finding things that are akin to what's going on, and you feel like it's trying to send a message.
Well, that's because he has this thing where he thinks they're sending him subliminal messages, or they're telling him what's going on,
or they're admitting to what they've been doing.
But I'm not gonna watch movies and sit there and go, oh, and try to tie it to a real life situation.
Right. If you watch,
I just don't think that's realistic. Are you trying to predict an outcome?
Well,
are you trying to use movies to predict outcomes with real political situations?
Well, no. What I'm looking at, really, honestly, is are they trying to tell us the plan or direction that we're moving in? Because as you watch,
I know back in the day when you used to talk about all these superpowers and head honchos, that part of their code, I guess, is that they have to inform the public of their plans.
Absolutely, that's
through media.
Do you have any evidence to back up that hypothesis?
Well, if you look at Bohemian Grove and different things that the elite do, that is a belief, and of course, I don't have direct evidence.
You have nothing to support your hypothesis.
Can we get into the basement of?
But then you're taking that and running with it, though.
Right.
So you're using that to put in your mind why you're doing all of this.
So then, how do you explain the Matrix trilogy? How do you explain
that's
the Star
a good
Wars
example
trilogy?
of that's a great example of what we're talking about right now. Even the Star Wars trilogy
totally contradicts what you're talking about.
If you look at the Star Wars trilogy, right? If you literally look at the Star Wars trilogy, it's all about state-sponsored terror in order to progress into a movement of what they want.
It's a system of control.
Exactly.
Right. And in the end, the good guys win, which does not happen in real life.
Well, no, really. The
government always wins.
If you continue to watch to the newer ones that are coming out, the good guys still haven't won. It never really ends. It never really stops.
Or just like the wars America gets in, it never really ends anymore.
Wars of aggression are never going to. We are continuing.
They're not wars of aggression. They're wars of money.
Going back to what we were discussing earlier with the whole Iran thing. It is a war of money. It's a war of control of regions. It's a war of control of religious power. These things are going on, and how do we stop them? Well, we can't, because we can't really pay attention to what's going on, and the propaganda used on all fronts, not just American, not just Russian, not just Israel, not just Syria. Propaganda is used to control the minds of the people out there.
And that's on your nightly news. You don't have to go to the movies for that. The movies are just entertainment. Like, all right, so
maybe the movies are trying to expose something more, though.
So how do you justify the movie The Shooter?
I haven't seen the movie The Shooter.
You haven't seen the movie The Shooter with one of those, what is it, Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch?
No, I have not.
You haven't seen The Shooter?
No, I just said I haven't seen The Shooter.
How the fuck do you not?
God damn it!
You gotta watch
How many times do I have to tell you I haven't seen The Shooter?
You would love that movie. You got to watch it tonight.
Oh, I don't. It's not going to happen tonight.
It's a great movie. It even has the 9/11 Commission on his desk. You'll love it. I'm telling you, you'll love it. You'll absolutely love it.
I'm sure I'll enjoy it, but it's not going to happen tonight.
There's just so many cool things about that. Ned Beatty starts rambling about there is no this, there is no that. You'll love the movie. And actually, if you've seen the movie Network, right, from '77, I'm as mad as hell. I'm not going to take it anymore.
Yeah.
Right. Ned Beatty's in that movie, and he says the same exact shit in that movie 30 years earlier as he says in the movie The Shooter.
Well, I it's something I would like to check out.
So, all right. So
Yeah,
this
check
goes
out.
back to my thing: is you're choosing the movies to see to further your own hypothesis.
Well, no, it's not. I didn't choose. Listen, I didn't go to this movie, the Avengers, the most recent one.
It came to you?
No, I didn't. I didn't go to this movie with the thought
Oh.
of I'm going to have this epiphany of what they're trying to display to us. Now, honey, think about. Let's not get to the story of what happened, but I want you to think about. Well, I guess we kind of can have to get into the story of it, but think about the main story surrounding what was going on. What was the main thing? What Dave said it. What does the Georgia Guidestones call for?
Absolute power and population control.
Population control. Now, the most recent Avengers, what was the whole principle of the movie?
Absolute power and population control.
Right, exactly. So, again, they're putting forth their plan of what they want to see happen.
But that's all good and evil, superhero bad guy. That's always the thing. That's
Doesn't
always
matter.
the thing.
They still tell the story of what they're doing or what they're planning on doing or what their thought process is.
Okay,
That's their way of
maybe-
releasing it.
Maybe it is.
Hey, Kubrick
Maybe
died
it's
for a
just
reason.
movie.
What Eyes Wide Shut and Kubrick dying, there's a lot there.
Maybe, or maybe he just died.
Yeah.
Hey, I hear they say the Earth is flat too.
Oh, don't start that. Four toes.
Oh.
Four toes.
There's gonna be fighting. in
Right.
the studio.
I just pulled out the sword. Swing.
Yeah, that's not that. I don't even take that lightly. Somebody did that to me on the Bubba Armory Twitch chat when I was listening.
It's so
to,
weird that that's your trigger.
That makes me so because, listen,
I'm just trying to point out that maybe look.
Chemtrails are real.
I was right there behind you. A couple years back, let's just say the Boston bombing, right? Because I was home and I did all this crazy research and I was looking at pictures and blah 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 and I was like scrutinizing. I was totally doing what everybody over the last year was doing, with the Parkland shooting and that same girl that's crying from she's in every.
well,
she's
there
a
are.
Christ-
That is a very sketchy thing.
No, it's not. It's a similar looking girls. Girls look similar when they're crying. It's not the same girl. They're not.
Dave just said bitches look the same when they're upset and crying.
No, there are similar. There are definitely people that look similar, right? And then when their faces all scrunch. Anyway, look, you really mean to tell me that they planned all this shit, all this crazy intricate shit, but you use the same actors that are going to be on camera all the time? That does not make fucking logical sense at all.
Of course
to me.
it doesn't. We're talking about the U.S. government.
Right, and if they were able to pull off this, this 9/11 thing, right? Which
Which
I
they didn't really pull
truly
off,
believe that
but-
that they were.
It was so funny. They
Involved.
There was actually an argument on a chat I was in today about how there's video of the plane hitting the Pentagon. I'm like, did I miss something?
No, there's like 2 frames.
Yeah, I know, but that came out 8 years ago, 7
No,
years ago.
Actually, the first one from the parking lot structure or the guard booth, that came out relatively quickly, but you just saw, like 2
the
frames.
Tomahawk missile hitting it is what you saw. Oh, I'm sorry.
No,
Am I giving my opinion? Am I? No, I can't give my
Well,
opinion anymore. That's
see,
what
here's the
I've been
thing.
being told.
It's plausible what happened because there's 2 different types of structures that were hit, right? And again, I saw one of them. I saw 2 of them with my own fucking eyes, right? I remember seeing the silhouette. Like I use this analogy all the time, like a cartoon guy running through, guy when he runs through a wall, his
Right.
silhouette. You see the shape of his body as he goes to the wall. That's what I saw in the side of the fucking World Trade Center. It looked like the plane, like it was tilted. It was angled a little bit, like so it had gone up. It wasn't straight in; it was angled in, and it's indelibly ingrained in my mind. Right? Why didn't we see that in the Pentagon? Because we saw it before that whole section crumbled.
Right.
With the first 45 minutes, there was just
Saw a perfect round hole.
There was just a hole.
That's because it was a fucking cruise missile. That's why.
No. It's because it's concrete versus metal. And I watched some of the physics of it and it goes, it just.
So you believe a plane hit the Pentagon? Is that what you're telling me? Is that really what you're telling me for?
So part of that problem is so if the and here's the thing, if you hit something at 500 miles an hour, right? It's like 4 or 5 years, about 6 years ago, there was a plane crash in Nevada, Las Vegas, Nevada. There was a plane race, and actually the guy's from Newport Richey, Florida, and he went over, bam, and right in front of the grandstand, right?
Right.
And the plane disappeared. It was just,
the plane bus.
He hit it at full speed and just went down, right? Where most crashes that we see are on takeoff and landing, so they're at 200 miles an hour. They're not 500 miles an hour. This guy I looked at this video. I'm like, wow, that's interesting. This thing just it broke into tiny little pieces and just spread out. There were not chunks of things. Mm-hmm. So so there's this evidence that I saw, and you can backtrack it to the Shanksville. Where there was just a hole in the ground, there was nothing else there, and similar to the Pentagon, whereas maybe the wings just kind of disintegrated. And disintegration is something that we can kind of understand, but
the physics of getting that plane to the side of the building at that altitude and that speed are almost impossible. You do realize that, right?
It's not impossible.
It's almost. I said almost impossible.
It could be remotely controlled. So
no. I'm talking about at the speed they claim that plane hit to do what you're talking about with the wings. Also, all right.
Well,
at 2 feet above the ground. The plane, with the wash of the plane, could not have flown stably into the situation. Why would there be no damage on the grass of that bouncing? Plus, wings hit light poles before, so wings would have been ripped off at the highway.
I'm just talking about the crash itself seems plausible. Now, the fact that they actually, almost right after the crash, they buried. They brought in dump trucks and just buried that whole area.
But these wings we speak of, let's go to the first, second, third light pole that was allegedly hit.
One of the other things
the wings would have been gone at that point.
Hold on a second. One of the things so it's plausible that a wing.
It was traveling so fast that the wings were gone and it just bulleted through the building.
It's plausible that, right? The wings could disintegrate, right?
Right.
But what about the passport that was found, in downtown Manhattan of one of the terrorists?
Exactly.
Yeah. Can't identify any of the bodies.
Nope.
Can't find
but there was no passport at Shanksville. But there was nothing at Shanksville. There's literally nothing at Shanksville.
Initially I thought that might have been shot down, but I definitely think that thing could have hit. If that thing hit at 400 miles an hour, it's disintegrating.
Why was the engines found 2 miles prior to the site?
I don't know.
See.
I don't know, but see, this is the whole thing about 9/11 is that there's so many I don't knows.
Right.
And how does the 9/11 Commission deal with Building 7? It just doesn't. It doesn't mention it.
Exactly.
It doesn't mention it at all.
By the way, you can get a Building 7 T-shirt at Raz Radio Live at the Teespring/Raz Radio Live store.
Isn't that the 7-Eleven logo?
Yep.
Yeah, I gotta buy a whole new bunch of shirts.
I got that one. I just ordered the new one, honey. Sorry, I didn't tell you. I ordered the support the troops.
You spent money without.
Oh, and I ordered your towel. You got a towel coming. We have beach towels, and I've got money. Look, I earned money.
From yourself, you've earned money.
Yeah.
Good job.
You
I bought stuff.
You ordered all this
money.
stuff, and you look, honey. I spent all this money, and I made this money.
But if you see here, let me let Twitch see this here. Let me go over its screen. We'll let you guys see here. Transition that over there. You can get a nice beach towel.
Shameless plug.
Yeah, absolutely. I got to do a shameless plug. Look at it. That's a cool beach towel.
Sure.
We got a beach towel. We got a flag. I got a boat flag. Oh, that's an iPhone cover, actually.
I go to my new fucking favorite pizza place, and there's
pillow.
a Raz Radio sticker there.
There's stickers on here.
I didn't even sit in that booth.
No, you refused, didn't you? Yeah, we got a flag to fly on the boat, Dave. Honestly.
Nice.
So that'll be there.
This is Teespring, right?
This is Teespring. Teespring.com. Just search Raz Radio Live. It'll come up. This is the shirt I just ordered here. This one. We talked about that last week.
Support the troops, end war aggression. That's gonna cause a fight.
Yeah, it's good.
I've actually at this point I'm kind of like bailing out on wearing controversial
political
shirts.
stuff.
Well, it's
there's the Building 7 one.
Yeah, I like that shirt. I might get that one.
It looks good too. It's got. I'll show you the. You haven't seen it in person. I have one.
I have. No, I have. I've seen you wear it.
Oh, that's right. Oh, yeah. It's got a nice color.
Yeah, I like it.
And it just makes you go, I like.
But see, I rather this shirt.
Whatever.
Whatever.
Whatever. I like
And
that.
there
So
was-
I actually referenced that earlier, and you totally missed it.
Oh, okay.
Did you catch it, honey?
But this is what I'm trying to be now. I'm trying to be more positive because I'm happier in my life, and I'm happier because I'm just not dealing with this bullshit anymore. You know, like I don't give a fuck about 9/11 anymore. I don't give a fuck about Oklahoma, although that Oklahoma bombing thing from what's that movie?
Which one?
Von Waverhoeken, the guy that was interviewed on
Holland van Nieuwhof.
whatever the guy.
Holland van Nieuwenhof.
Yeah, that's in my queue in Amazon Prime. So I've watched so many fucking documentaries in the last 4 or 5 days. It's ridiculous. But none of it actually. None of it is conspiratorial. It's all nutrition based.
Jesus Christ! My fingers all fucked up here. I can't even type. Van Nieuw.
You get a call from.
Oh Jesus!
Who dat?
Who dat?
Who, that's far enough away I can't see with either my glasses or my eyes.
Oh, I gotta call him back. I'll call you back.
Who dat?
I got you.
Please enjoy this Verizon ringback tone while your party is reached.
We still have ringback tones. My God, are you?
That must be Buzzy.
Are you that old, fucking Buzzy, that you have
be
a
Buzzy.
goddamn ringback tone still?
That was funny.
And he
That's
pays for
really
this.
cute.
Yeah.
And he pays for this. This is the one that came out like 13 years ago.
Are you kidding me?
It's adorable.
Leave your name and number.
Quiet.
At the tone, please record your message. When you've finished
Really?
recording, you
Are
may
we
hang
leaving
up
a
or
voicemail?
press 1 for more options.
Buzzard, are you kidding me? You're still using ringback tones from 1997? God damn, man.
He's calling you now.
Oh, is he calling me back now? All right, well, we'll talk to you now. We'll switch over to this. Hey, what are you doing?
Hey, I'm trying to turn my Bluetooth on. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can hear you now. Unfortunately, we can't hear
Wait,
you.
is that
Okay.
is that really Bluetooth?
Yeah.
That's actually really clear.
That's a
man.
good- yeah, that's a good
clear.
Bluetooth.
You should put that out on the air. What kind of setup that is? Because that sounds.
no. It's obvious. It's obvious you don't listen to Salty every week.
It's a CIA
I hate my
secret
Bluetooth.
thing. He can't talk about it.
Yeah, I don't listen to anybody's
Yeah.
show. I don't listen to the show that I'm on.
What's up, Buzzy? How you
But
doing?
anyway, can I say my 2 cents worth just for a minute without being cut off and everything?
Yes. Everybody give Buzzy 2
Okay.
cents worth. Go ahead.
Okay, now, beyond popular belief, I do like you, Sean, and I do like Dave. But sometimes you boneheads want to make me pull my fucking hair out. What
Okay.
I've got left anyway. It's Herman Cain and Ben Carson, dumbasses.
If you're satisfied
There's
with
only
the
two
message,
black guys
press
that
1.
ran.
To listen to your message,
so
press
hard to
2.
understand?
Hold on,
to
hold on,
erase and
Buzzy.
re-record, press
Hold
3.
on.
Ben
To continue recording where you left off, press 4.
Whoever.
Wait, Buzzy, hold on.
Ben Carsley is a white
If you're
bald
satisfied
guy.
with the message, press 1. To listen to your message,
Hold on,
press
Buzzy.
2.
I'm gonna press
to erase
1.
and re-record, press
And you'll
3.
figure this out
to continue
later.
recording where you left off, press 4.
Uh-oh.
If you're
I
satisfied
didn't
with
hear
the
that.
message,
I didn't
press
hear that.
1.
What's
To listen to your message,
We're not
press
laughing
2.
at you, Buzzy.
To
Hold
erase
on,
and
hold on.
re-record, press 3. To continue recording where you left
No,
off,
I got 4
press
bars
4.
on my phone. Your shit's fucking up.
Yeah.
We love you, Buzzy. It's a whole story. And when you listen to the
Sorry you're having
replay,
trouble. Your message has been sent. Please try again later.
Okay,
Goodbye.
can you still hear me?
yes,
Yes.
we
I wanna
we
say
got you
something
now.
else.
We're
Hey,
good.
hold
Go
on,
ahead.
hold on a
Okay,
second.
now-
You were talking about Ben Carsley and
Where'd Ben
Herman
Carsley
Cain.
come? What were we talking about Ben Carsley and Herman Cain
I
about?
don't know. I think he's. Is there another show going on?
Yeah,
we
Buzzy,
not-
are you
we not going
listening to
live?
us? Did you call the right show? I know you're
I'm
getting old.
listening to Raz Radio on the fucking TuneIn app.
Okay, I'm just making sure because you're
Wait,
getting old.
Is it? Wait, are we streaming on Raz Radio on TuneIn?
Yeah, we're good. Yeah, we're good.
I'm gonna go test this out. All right.
Okay. So, Buzzy, what's going on? What did Herman Cain and Ben Carson do?
Well, you was trying to figure out who the 2 Republican nominees were running when
Yeah,
Trump
you're
was
hearing a
running for
replay.
president.
That was last week.
It was
Well, you
last week.
played a fucking replay, you dumbasses.
No, I'm doing a live radio show right now.
On my phone, I'm getting a replay. I swear to God. What are you talking about then?
That explains a lot of it. That's really weird, Buzzy.
Not
Oh my
Herman
God!
Cain.
And people wonder why I'm fucking brain dead and everything else.
Yeah, we
Son of
went.
a bitch.
You probably went into like the archives and bro, I don't know what you did, Buzzy. I don't know what's going on with you, buddy. No, we are.
I'm listening to the TuneIn app.
That's last week's show.
RazRadioLive.com.
Yeah, I know. That's last week's show.
Fuck, that's weird shit.
That is weird shit. I don't know what's going on with you, brother.
Well, let me comment on last week's show then.
That's why I was so confused.
I thought I listened to last week's show. I really did.
I was so confused. You're talking about Hurricane.
Maybe that was a replay last week too.
Maybe you're stuck. You're in a vortex of your own. Like you're in a Buzzy vortex, Buzzy. You're constantly replaying.
I am in a vortex. I'm in New Mexico. What the fuck?
Oh, you're lost.
I just went through White Sands Missile Base and all that. Yeah, that's the fucking problem right there.
The government got you.
We are not
But
live.
anyway, I want to comment.
How is that possible?
This is good for every show. For every show. You're always hating on America. I know we do some evil shit, but why can't you always come up on the backside and say some of the good stuff America does?
Well, Dave just said we are not live on TuneIn, so I'm wondering what's going on because it's showing me live.
You sons of bitches! I done missed the whole fucking show now.
Well, Twitch is live.
Well, once you check your voicemail, you'll catch half of it.
Yeah, I will say that was pretty funny, but see, it's still showing me live on the. It's weird.
See, sometimes I do. A lot of times I do watch on Twitch because it doesn't have a big delay. But depending on where I'm at, like New Mexico, a lot of times the video won't come through. It's just audio. And
Thank
shit.
you. I appreciate it.
And I like
I love when people send
don't
me
take
stuff
this the
that
wrong
makes
way,
me
but I do like watching Lexi. She's a very beautiful woman.
That is.
Aw.
Yeah, now,
Fuzzy.
and now I get to sit right next to her.
Hey, be nice
Sucker.
over there. I can
you're
see you through
actually
my
in
crack.
studio.
Hey, he's here now,
Yeah,
dude. He
I'm
lives. Dave lives less than 10 miles from my house.
Yeah, and he walks like 3 miles to the grocery store or something.
Yeah. So?
Damn.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Yeah.
When was the last time you walked 3 miles?
I'm
for
50
Buzzy?
pounds lighter than I was last year. What's your
Last
excuse?
time I walked 3 miles, it's been about 5 years ago, actually.
Yeah, you should probably start doing that, man. Start off with half a mile. That's it. And
I'm 58 years old. I'm too fat and old for that shit.
I'm 8 years younger than you. I turned 50 in Guatemala. I'm in the best shape of the last 10
I'm
years.
43. I mean, come on.
At 50, I was pretty good shape too.
Yeah, well, you just stop eating, lay off the carbs, lay off the sugar, and walk a little bit more.
Hold on, I want to see what's on Raz here.
Dave, you don't need to tell me how to diet. You don't
Hold
need
on.
to tell me how to
I
know how
only
to
saw
diet.
the story
You got a
that
water
just
diet.
I'm not saying you're fat. You're unhealthy.
Yeah, you won the Fat Guy Challenge and then you lost it again. Like
A couple different times, yeah.
Yeah, you literally lost it again. Wait, but
I was kind of taken back. I couldn't believe it. But
that's the Raz live right there.
No, it's not.
No, this was here. No, this one here.
What's the dude's name that just got shot in Sacramento?
Oh, I'm so.
That's
I
Raz.
wish I could remember his name. In the backyard of his grandparents'
Now,
house.
at the beginning of the show,
Were we
you
talking about that here today?
fucking
No.
Iran.
Right.
I don't know I don't know why that is. I'm kind of confused. A little
Yeah.
lost.
6-7 years later, still
Because I
can't
think
pull
I-
off a show without technical difficulties.
6
Now,
years.
the
See, now
beginning
you're
of
inflating
today's
it.
show, was you talking about Iran and all that?
Yeah, we were.
Yeah, we were talking about
it's
Iran.
came back from the break.
Well, okay, then you took
See,
a break.
they cut us off. That's what it is for, Toad.
Yeah.
We got Israel and Iran and all that shit.
Here we go, conspiracy.
No, well, why? Wait.
To drive him to a local hospital for a psychiatric evaluation.
That's what's playing on our station right
with
now.
the suspect chained to the bed and the other officer away.
That's what's playing on our station right now. So how he heard the beginning.
Right, he heard the Iran thing. So he heard the first hour.
So why has it changed? It's still showing me connected to all 3 of my servers. It's still showing me connected to Twitch.
Yeah, well,
Buzzy.
This is what happened.
Buzzy.
I'm not crazy.
Did you hang up?
No.
No, I'm here.
Okay. So the internet's working.
Everything's
We're
working,
on
yeah.
an internet line. Buzzy, I want you to do me a favor. Disconnect with us. Go to Twitch. Check out Twitch and tell me if there's a live Twitch stream. And then call us back, okay? Can you do that? Are you driving?
Yeah, I can do that. No problem. I'm multitasking.
Okay. Don't kill anybody.
Man, don't crash.
Don't run over anybody. But do that for me. Tell me if Twitch is live.
5 million fucking miles.
And Sean's going to go get his tinfoil hat.
No, no tinfoil hat
We'll
here.
be
honey.
right back.
No, listen. I'm encoding on our server. On
gotta
on
suit
our.
up.
Buzzy, do your thing. Call me back in a couple minutes.
All right.
All right. So I'm not lying here, guys. Seriously. Dead serious. Dead serious. I'm encoding on our stream.
you gotta
I'm
understand,
encoding on
it's-
Salty Stream, and I'm encoding on Radio Chaos. It's showing me right now encoding.
From Restream.io?
No.
Oh,
From
from-
Sam.
from him.
From
Oh,
Sam.
Sam, okay.
Sam is showing me on all three connected with no problems. Been connected for an hour and 42 minutes.
All right.
All right. So Twitch is showing me encoding.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
We got in Israel talk.
Iran.
Yeah.
Israel, Iran. It's all one thing. It's all the same thing.
It's true. It's quite possible. But it's all
Keywords.
There's also
Shut
another.
them down.
There's also another plausible.
Oh,
somebody else is
wait,
ringing.
Buzzy's calling us back. I gotta get over here.
You need a touchscreen.
You there, Buzzy?
Twitch is working. Twitch is working fine. I can see Dave sitting there
So,
wearing a black T-shirt.
Yep. There you go. So
What does it say?
well, he can't see now because he had to go
All
off
right.
his phone.
He's also driving.
Yeah, he's driving. Yeah, but black T-shirt.
An
I don't
80
think
an
you had a
80
black. Well, you might have had a black
An
T-shirt.
80,000-pound vehicle.
But we're not replaying anything. So see, so Twitch is live.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you're listening on Salty, or if you're listening on Radio Chaos, 941-421-0401.
Or Twitter. Do the Twitter.
No,
thing.
Twitch. Buzzy already confirmed Twitch.
No, I'm saying Twitter it out, saying that everything. What is it isn't working.
Well, can you do that? Because I got a lot of other things I'm doing over here.
Wait, isn't that the whole point of you having?
What, Buzzy?
I've been banned on Twitter again. I can't do Twitter.
Yeah, Buzzy's been kicked off Facebook. He broke out of Facebook jail, but he actually got banned off of Twitter. And do you know how hard it is to get fucking blocked on Twitter or shut down by Twitter? I mean, literally, Buzzy. That's a motherfucking accomplishment.
All I said was.
Buzzy, we didn't cut you off. That was a natural.
Skype just banned you.
Yeah. Buzzy got banned from Twitter, Facebook, and motherfucking Skype. All I said was a pedophile.
And he's got probably one of those new trucks that might be controlled. He'll be able to, they'll drive him right off the road.
And what do you do? Hang up on me? Yeah?
No, wait. You listen to the replay, you'll hear what exactly. I'll send you. Matter of fact, I'll clip out your call, the whole call, so you can hear it. But no, that was.
I want you.
You said pedophile, and it went dead.
Yes, I was bad mouthing a pedophile. I said,
and it went dead.
That he got butt fucked every day, and then shot at sunrise.
Sounds like a good thing for a pedophile. I mean, let's be honest.
Well, yeah, and I got banned from Twitter for it.
Yeah, Buzzy has no Twitter at all. All your Twitters are dead. He did break out of Facebook jail, so if you want to talk to Bob, you can talk to Bob.
Just search Bob.
Not Dr. Bob, because that's a totally different person. If you search Dr. Bob, you get Bob Tuscan. Hey, you know what? This Bob loves Bob. Bob Tuscan.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, Bob, and Bob.
Buzzard Bob loves Bob Tuscan?
Yeah, Buzzard Bob, and Bob.
At one time, me and Bob, he's all right.
Yeah, he's all right. He doesn't live
At one time
too far, right?
He's about 4 hours from here. He's above
I
Ocala.
am a doctor also, kinda.
Buzzy, stop lying. You are a doctor of stupidity at the most.
No,
I'm a part-time gynecologist.
You're a part-time dumbass. A full-time idiot.
Oh, hey.
Oh.
That's not nice, man.
Oh.
Ad hominem attacks are no fun.
The truth hurts. I'm sorry.
Hey, like I give a shit.
And that's actually the way most people should be. You insult me, I don't like I give a shit.
He knows I'm fucking with him. I love Buzzy, and that's just what we do.
But that's the point. The social justice warriors get all fucking pissed off.
Well, I
I'm
can't help it
triggered.
that their vaginas are very small. All right?
Yeah, I do
if
got
they
a
had
small
bigger
vagina.
pussies, they'd be okay.
Oh, I think we should end the show now. Shauna is
we got
just
20
a
minutes.
little too drunk.
We got 20 minutes. We're good.
Before you,
I'm getting
John,
angry.
you got to
I
send
know.
me the whole show. Just put it
Buzzy,
on Facebook.
whatever you want. You know what? I'm here to stroke you, Buzzy.
Can you stream to Facebook too?
It costs money to do that the way I do it. So
Oh,
I
okay.
remember I
Well,
streamed
well,
Listen, if you want to find the show, you can find it on Twitch. You can find it on Ustream. You can find it on YouTube. You can find it on Periscope. All the video you can find there. And then, of course...
I don't want to wait till tomorrow.
An hour and 40 minutes into the show, and this is when you talk about it?
No, I mean, that's the way it's been for months now.
I've been on the show for a year. And
You didn't know, well, you've been in Guatemala.
I just found out about...
I'm looking at you through my crack right here, okay?
Yeah, Dave's been dodging dog shit for a year.
All right, I'm finding out now that
Periscope,
Periscope,
Ustream, YouTube.
Right, so I could actually watch this show on
YouTube
on my Roku device because
Yes.
I have a Ustream channel.
Yep.
Yeah, like I would do that.
Periscope.
I'm going to get more.
I'm here.
I'm getting more. There's going to be more. I'm going to do more.
You know, on Periscope, you can go from country to country. I'll go over there to the Middle East, and for some reason, them fuckers blocked me over there in the Middle East.
I
They don't
wonder
like me.
why, Buzzy. I couldn't imagine why the
All I try to
Muslims
do
would
is
block
I
you.
try to have a conversation about Sharia law. The next thing I know, it's like, fuck you, American. Click.
Well,
They, ban
that's their right. You know, I mean, they do have rights.
No, it's
limited,
no,
but they
got
have them.
rights. But no, it
They
is
don't
not
have to
their
listen
right
to your dumb ass.
to
That's for sure.
mistreat women the way they treat them. Women have rights no matter where
Didn't
they
we
live.
have this conversation earlier about women and how they live and what happens?
And now we enter into the part of the show where Sean overtalks everyone.
Do you care what we have to say, really?
No, I didn't. You guys weren't talking. I'm arguing with Buzzy.
No, we're not talking because you are.
Okay, go ahead. I'm out.
Yeah. Well, no. You.
my
All right. So
goodness.
there's a point. I'm telling you, there's a point when you drink too much, and I think we've reached it.
Go ahead.
Well, no. I'm just saying. Hey, listen. Now the show is gonna. Because usually it's my job to boat anchor the show, but I usually do it because I'm high.
You haven't been high in
Oh, look, now
ages.
he's taking his ball and going home. He's not even going to respond. All right, so
All
what do you want to talk
upset
about?
now?
Bob, what state what state are you in right now?
New Mexico.
Oh, yeah. I just saw an image today, a meme, how President Trump wants to put a wall around New Mexico, too, because he doesn't want new Mexicans in to mix with the old Mexicans.
That's a joke, right?
Yeah, it's a joke.
Hilarious.
Over the wall for me, then, because I was born here.
So was I.
You were born in New Mexico? Let's see, you goddamn spick.
I hate fucking New Mexico, too.
Oh, jeez. I think I got to go.
We're almost done.
What do you mean a spick? You racist bastard.
Hey, you were born in New
I'm a
Mexico.
wetback.
Oh, my goodness.
I'm a wetback. I know spick.
All right, as long as you know what you are. As long as you know what you are, that's all you are. So what does it matter what anybody
know
else
that.
says you are?
I'm just an old fat bald guy.
What was that? I saw that eye roll, honey.
I'm gonna go get dinner ready.
Yeah.
No,
I'm gonna help you.
We got 20 minutes left here.
No,
15
we gotta
and
wrap it up.
Long. And we remember last week or one of the weeks we shut off 10 minutes early. I think we should do
We're
that.
almost there.
15 minutes
Everybody
early
has
today.
to sit tight. No, see, I call the end
I
of
want
the
to say
show.
one more thing about.
I'm the
no, you
Hitler
didn't
it
let me
again.
finish, actually. I want to say one more thing about Trump.
Okay.
Now, you know, I do like
Imagine
Trump.
that.
But Trump, when he started out, it was about freedom. But now, since, like I've said a long time back, they took him down the basement and showed him the film.
Yeah.
Like Dave said, you could
it's
see the
your-
body movement.
It's your, whatever you want to call it, your one world order cocksuckers, the one percenters.
New
That's
world
controlling
order.
our government. It ain't Trump. Trump has no say-so basically about nothing.
So it's like none of the any.
He's gotta play it.
It's just like none of the
So-
of the any other ones ever had anything to say about it.
So do you understand how?
No, they didn't.
So do you understand how I realized that? Because I believe in what you're saying is that he could do certain things, but he can't do other things. Democracy is
To a
gone.
limit, yes.
It's democracy is gone because it doesn't matter who you vote for. The shadow government, whoever's in power, whoever's in charge, will not allow these things to happen. So it doesn't matter which congressman you vote for, which senator you vote for, which president you vote for. Someone else is in power. This is why.
Now,
I
at
gave.
at one time, I believe our votes did not count until Trump was elected. Nobody thought he would win, but the people did go out and vote, and he did win.
All right.
But-
Does that matter? Because he was taken down to the basement, shown the movie, and said, "Listen."
Yes, exactly.
Exactly. So democracy
Exactly.
does not matter anymore. There is no such thing as democracy because it doesn't matter who you vote for. Somebody gets taken down to the basement and shown the movie and said, "Listen, we're gonna
Every time.
we're gonna rape your kids and kill your grandparents and
Son of a bitch,
these are the things we're gonna do."
Dave,
Go ahead.
mark it on the calendar. Dave's agreeing with me again.
Yeah. So so why vote? Why participate in this system?
You have to vote.
Why?
Just because you
have to
Why?
vote.
So
because you have to, Dave.
We just spoke.
At least why? At least you tried to fight the system.
Tried
At least
what?
You tried.
No, you fought the system within the system. You're only doing it within their.
It's called standing. It's called standing your ground,
Bullshit.
Dave.
Bullshit. So let's just say whoever got elected, they're taken down to the basement, shown the video, and they got to act a certain way. So what does it fucking matter who you vote for if the outcome is the same every fucking time? Why vote?
Hey, Buzzy,
well, you don't have to vote. I'm going to vote anyway. I don't
Yeah,
give a
well,
fuck. I'm
you're
gonna
gonna
stand my ground.
you're gonna stand your ground. You're not getting shit because he get. Well,
It don't matter.
The next president that you vote
At
for.
least in my heart, I'll
Right.
I'll be.
Right. In your heart, you feel good because you thought you did something, but you didn't. You actually just contributed to the system that's corrupt from the fucking get-go. You know?
No. How the fuck would I contribute to the system?
Because
I
you
voted.
fucking voted. You fucking voted. You pay your taxes, and you're a good standing American, and you support the troops, and you give 40% of your fucking income to a corrupt regime that just takes it and gives it to terrorist organizations.
Who wants to be right is my question. Because I got y'all ready for this one?
I am right.
All right, no. You actually, Buzzy, you are right. You ready for this one, Four Toad?
Sure.
I forgot to turn the mic back on the SAM broadcaster. So that whole time, because it was getting no signal, it was
what?
Yeah. No, I have it recorded on the.
I absolutely don't even understand what the fuck you're saying.
That's good. So anyway, Buzzy was right.
Do you get this?
No.
Lexi?
Buzzy and Dave were right. I fucked up.
Oh,
when it comes to
I fucked up. Technical issue again. Me,
Oh.
I fucking up.
Yeah, you're gonna lose your job at the board, man.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, you
Right, 'cause-
turn it over to Lexi right now.
Because the
Otherwise,
Raspatilla household is a dictatorship.
All right, Buzzy.
Yeah, it would be.
Say goodbye.
Goodbye. Follow the way to mother. See me later.
Love you, Buzzy. We'll talk to you later.
I do love his exits.
Yeah, you know what happened? I forgot to turn the thing. I screwed up.
But
So
remember,
anyway.
there was a 20-minute dissertation on. We just talked about Israel, and I want all the people out there to listen to the other channels to make sure that it's all up and running. But oops,
yeah, no, it was
I
all
fucked up. Well, you know what? I gotta give you credit. You owned it. You owned it. Most fucking people in this country don't own their mistakes.
I looked over and I saw nothing bouncing over there. I'm like, oh, how did I not catch that? I forgot to turn that. Well, things happen. That's what we do here. We have a lot of fun. We talk about stuff.
Right.
Because we did have a bunch of listeners there. So if you were listening to something going on and you were enjoying it, when we sign off here in a couple of minutes, it'll start right where I interrupted again. So thanks for listening to the first 52 tonight.
Thanks for listening to First
52. Hey, it was a good
Seriously,
time.
man. Seriously. Just play some fucking music and let's get out of here.
Hey, you know what? That's the way we do it sometimes.
Right. Yeah.
I had a good show. I enjoyed
Yeah.
how it went. I
Yeah.
really enjoyed your guys' interactions. I enjoyed Buzzy's interaction.
Yeah. I got to tell you, man, remember the election show we did a year and a half ago?
Yeah.
I was so stoned that I didn't. I remember.
Well, we all were, 'cause we were all on edibles.
No, because remember,
We had chocolate. I had done chocolate that night.
I had
Oh,
done
not you.
chocolate, and then I waited an hour, and I was like, I don't feel anything. I eat another piece of chocolate, and then I was like halfway through the show, I was like, oh my god, what am I
got a
doing
lot
here?
of chocolate.
I was totally freaking out, and like you would come to me, I'm like, what? Like I think like 4 times I brain farted.
That's
and
like
then-
a normal show, though, Dave.
No. At least I'm a little bit more cognizant than that. I was just like, and I was like, oh my god, it was the top 3 highest I've ever been was in this house.
And the top 3 drunkest probably too. The cast strength night. My birthday. The old birthday show.
All I remember is cask strength. That's it.
And we've had a lot of fun doing this. I appreciate everybody that's been involved with me. Everybody that's here. It's been a lot of fun doing this. So
Yeah.
I look forward to doing it. I know you guys. I'm trying to update the show a little bit. I thought that tonight was a fun show. I thought we had a good time with it.
Mhm.
It wasn't as uptight, but we still talked about some important stuff.
Yeah, but see, you got to understand my point of view. Is it puts me in this fucking angry, like the last thing when I was talking
You
about,
look real angry right now.
Well, no. When I was yelling at Buzzy about democracy, if what he thinks is true is that they took Trump into the basement and showed him
I think that happened.
The real Zapruder film.
I think
right?
this has happened to multiple presidents.
Right, exactly. I think this has happened for the last 50 years since
Jesse Ventura even talked about that happening to him for governor.
Yeah, exactly.
Just governor alone.
Minnesota,
right.
exactly. They took him in a room and all these people that he's the governor of Minnesota, and all these federal people came in there and started talking to him and asking him questions like, "What the fuck?" He's essentially the president of Minnesota, and he has to talk to somebody else. And if that's true, okay, then
we got a lot more to worry about.
There's no reason to vote.
Right.
Because it doesn't matter who, Bernie Sanders could be elected, right? He's going into the basement, right? Ron Paul could have been elected. He's going into the basement, right? Everyone.
People with good morals can go to the basement and take their shot. And hopefully,
I don't have a lot to lose.
I think Kennedy saw the video he didn't see the video, but he got the story. He was told, and I think he decided no.
All right. So, do you consider me a fairly principled person? I stick to my guns no matter what over the last 5, 6 years.
Yeah, both of us. Right. I think. Would you consider me one?
Yeah, absolutely.
I've never.
But if they took, I don't have a lot to lose. But
right.
if they took me into the basement and said, we're going to inject your mother with, this, or your son with that, or your grandson with that, I'm like, all right, what do you want me to say? It wouldn't take a lot for me to change my tune. So
it is a scary thought, isn't it? To think what would it take?
It wouldn't take much.
But you have to think back on that now and go, well,
because they're like, hey, listen, we're going to make you rich, but you have to say these things, and if you don't say these things, we're going to ruin everyone's life around you.
Well, Charlie Sheen.
So there are these.
What happened to Charlie Sheen?
Winning.
Was that?
He's got a
was
substance
that his
abuse
way?
problem.
Was
he's
that
got
his,
a substance abuse problem?
He has
man.
a drug issue.
Right,
is what happened to Charlie.
Well, I agree with that.
He's got AIDS. He's got a a prostitute a problem.
I don't disagree with that, but
it's time to end the show.
when people no, not yet, almost though. When people,
I swear to God, they're going to pass out right there.
I'm watching the time. Don't worry. You all might think I'm that fucked up, but I'm really not that fucked up. I'm thinking deeply. What if he went down that tangent because of warnings? Because of
who? What do you mean? Who?
Charlie Sheen. I'm talking. He was a very outspoken 9/11 truth activist before I ever got into it.
Yeah, well,
when I thought it was crazy.
You kind of run out of steam at certain points. Like I ran out of steam.
But all right, you run out of steam. I run out of. I've ran out of steam myself a couple times, but I won't let it go.
You don't listen to Alex Jones anymore.
Oh well, that's because
we don't fucking talk about fluoride. We don't talk about.
Well, no, we still bring vaccine, fluoride, all that shit up every once in a while.
Yeah, but it's not our. It's not the stand we stand on,
because you can only rattle on things so long before it gets frustrating on yourself.
Right, exactly.
And that is a very big truth.
Exactly. How many times have we got to say these things before it means
doesn't
nothing?
mean I've changed my opinion on them.
No,
right. It just means I've reached my level with certain people, certain environments of talking.
You change, so Charlie Sheen could have just changed.
Yeah.
I don't think he was.
Well,
everyone thinks he's fucking crazy. The government didn't even have to
crazy.
get involved in him. It's like, hey, he's just gonna flame out,
Yeah. Or he flamed out because he was told to flame out or die.
Right. And you know what? Your stream got hijacked because we said Israel. Right? Turns out that was wrong.
Yeah, and on that one,
right. So
Forto's right.
What I'm trying to say is just chill out a little bit. I really appreciate your point of view, because you go way the fuck out there.
Right.
And I've said this story I don't know how many times about Michael Hastings, right?
Right.
It was actually the turning point right then. I was like, holy shit, that's right. He had 2014 or 2013 Mercedes-Benz has park assist, which means it's computer controlled steering wheel, gas, and brake.
You said computer, right?
Computer controlled.
Computer, I heard.
Right, computer controlled.
Yeah. Go ahead.
So if it's computer controlled, it could be hacked. right? Because it's all just ones and zeros and coding.
Right.
You know, these things are designed. There's actually zero encryption in any of that shit. You know, so it's plausible, right? So your crazy boundary shit, you always push the boundaries, actually made me realize, yeah, that's plausible.
Right.
And
And one day you'll realize chemtrails are happening and they're trying to geoengineer the environment. What was that, honey?
You never get to finish your point.
Because we know where Dave's going. I'm right, and it's okay.
You know, every time you mention chemtrails, I'm just shutting down.
I know. You always do. It's okay.
just-
You have a safe trip with your mom.
Thank you.
We'll see you. Will you be back?
I have no
All
idea.
right. Well,
I'll let you know.
If not, that's cool.
I'm going to try to get back, but she wants to gallivant all over South Carolina.
All you're going to miss is my mother-in-law this weekend, so don't worry. You're not missing anything.
Her mother?
Look at her face. Look.
Super rude.
She loves when I say that.
I had a good
I
time with her
don't love it.
at Razfest 1 in Coco Cay.
Well,
Across the street from where I live.
almost across the street.
No, it's directly across the
No,
street.
it's not directly across the street. It's up the road and on the left.
No. Next time you come and drop me off or pick me up, I'll show you. That's all I have to do is walk out of my driveway, 10 degrees to the left, boom, I'm on Coco Cay's property.
Oh.
Thought it was
Or what
further,
used
yeah,
to
I'll
be-
have to look too because I
or
thought
what-
it was
or
further
what
up than
used
that.
to be Coco Cay because it's not.
Yeah, I know. That's interesting. That whole well, that was happening when we were there.
Yeah, it was-
Remember the guy had flooded that whole beautiful downslope.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe he did that to that unit.
Yeah.
Such a destructive thing.
Well,
Well,
he
even
got his.
even all like because I walked up there,
Douchebag.
even all the other houses that are in there.
I almost
little-
fought that guy once. You know that, right?
No.
Yeah. Well, when her mom first found it, I was still working for the pool guy. Remember, he chased me down, brought me because I walked across his deck. Don't walk across there, douchebag. He was a fucking cocksucker.
So this is one of the things that disturbs me about living in this area.
What?
No, in that area, is everything is private. To get off my property.
Get off my lawn.
Right, exactly.
This old guy, get off my lawn.
Every fucking driveway says private property, no beach access. Go down to the public,
Right.
thing. all
Well,
the-
and I mean, imagine that. If you got people trying to find a place to park, and listen, you've done, I think, parking there with us once or twice.
Mhm.
Spicoli and you met us there once.
Yeah.
We did the parking, or you guys left from here with us, but you know what I mean.
I need to get my my handicap permit back, so I can park anywhere.
Yeah, well, but you can only park where there's something open.
No. I could. If
I
it's-
learned my
if
trick.
If it's a municipal thing, I could park anywhere
But
without paying.
but the point is, you have to find a spot, and that's
No,
the
I
whole
don't have to.
moral
I
of the
don't,
story.
right. You have to find a spot.
Right. Yeah. You can park anywhere, but that.
So you know what?
that handicap permit is not like a hey, fuck you, I'm going to park on the grass over here in the swell.
Exactly,
you know?
right. I can't. I
That's
can't park
free in a parking
across
spot.
the street. Right. Just
Right.
right. A little block on the street. Exactly. But there might be a golf cart in my future. Where I could just run on down, and then I could leave. I could abandon it on the side of the road.
That would be. You know what? I might be able to help that stumble over better. Who knows?
Well, I got to worry. I don't even have power in my garage yet.
What are you thinking over there, honey?
Nothing. I do need to go though.
Okay. Goodbye.
It's such a rush. All right, guys. Thanks for
making
joining us.
dinner.
It's in a slow cooker. I mean, come on. All right, guys. Thanks for joining us. First 52, RazRadioLive.com. It's Twitch TV /Sean Raz1. Replayed on Bubble Army. Of course, Radio Confluence, Radio Chaos, Salty Talk Radio, and anybody else who wants to pick us up. You guys have a good one. We'll talk to you soon. I can't see. My eyes are unfocused. There's my mouse. I've had to find my mouse. I found my mouse. Peace out, guys. Be safe.
Let's investigate the consequence of a bittersweet loss of sense, a weapon in a war against ourselves. The setting sun is loading guns, don't be afraid of mistakes, emotions misplaced, to love or to hate. I don't know what to do, we're all lost and confused, just trying to get through in this world. Always trying to prove that we're worth what it takes, but it takes a long time in the dirt to see grace. When I'm trying to be real, they tend to be fake. When I'm risking it all with no time to waste. Fuck this rat race, I'm leaving this place. It's time to blast off, destination space. With the sunset hung behind us and the universe to blind us from the moon, we'll watch the whole world explode. Moving free, unguided through the beautiful, the silent, with the light show from a passing UFO. Lost in the glow of the unknown. Please don't go. And I don't know how I got here or how I'm getting home, but right from day one I've been in this alone, with odds stacked against. I've been drowning in stress. They said, can you take more? I said, give me what's left. An old man once told me, Allie, don't ever look back. Keep your eyes on that prize and give them hell to your death. This is a test, just a frequency check for intelligent life. Now it's time to connect. It's an SOS, the data's been sent. So now we just wait and hope for the best. With the sunset hung behind us and the universe to blind us from the moon, we'll watch the whole world explode. Moving free, unguided through the beautiful, the silent, with the light show from a passing UFO. Lost in the glow of the unknown. Please don't go. The sunset hung behind us and the universe to blind us from the moon, we'll watch the whole world explode. Moving free, unguided through the beautiful, the silent, with the light show from a passing UFO. Lost in the glow of the unknown. Please don't go.
Listening to the First 52 on RazRadioLive.com.
It's actually the very definition of terrorism. They're trying to kill people for a political agenda.
It's just, a nicety.
So, just keep in mind, guys, that the news agencies are not there to tell you the truth. They're there to tell you what they're told to tell you.
You're still stuck to the American dollar, and you're still stuck to American laws.
I still want to have the freedom to go where I want to go if I need to go. I think that's the most important thing in my mind, at least. And this goes along.
If this is going to be another cum trail, this is going to be another cum trail.
I've got lesbians and he's got cum trail.
Okay, why don't you just move along?
Animals get in the way when you're doing a radio show.
What I think is they're going to have to redirect the American's mindset.
That would have been even more fun.
Yeah, that would have been a lot of fun.
It's the First 52, RazRadioLive.com.
Love you guys so much. Thanks. The First 52's the bump diggity.